Okay, folks, hope everyone is well. Sorry about that. I have a problem with my system. Something's not working. Ninja Traders just keeps freezing up. OBS isn't working. Okay. Bear with me a second. I took a trade and everything froze on me. Let me just see if I can get all this set up, find out what's going on. Let's see if this opens. Can everybody hear me okay, can they? Ah, what a bummer. Can anybody hear me okay? Oof, that thing turned, didn't it? Brilliant. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I took a trade here. Everything just froze. So I had it. Let me just look what happened. I couldn't sort of shut anything down. So I had that, and I took that set up there, and it came back and came back and came back and took me out. I actually really liked it. I had my take profit above there. I thought that was okay, actually. I thought that was a good trade. And then all of a sudden it started going sideways and down it went. So something's not working right. Let me say, I got a My Funded Futures account, and when I've got the two open at the same time, I can't seem to get it to work for some reason. I don't quite know why. Let me just check everything's coming out. Order submitted. Oh, you are kidding me, by administrators. What is going on? Okay. Just check. Okay. I know what it is. Yeah. Everything's okay.
Order cancelled.
For some reason, it doesn't like when I'm trading the two together. Let me just try again. So I click on connections and click on My Funded Futures as well. Shame that. I thought that was okay. We got a little channel with a break, 2 pushes to a new low. I like the fact that had been trapped some shorts. I thought that was a really good trade. I was expecting to rocket up because it was working nice, and it took me out. So let's try and figure out what's going on. So is My Funded Futures working? So we've bounced off the bottom there, so I'm not, I don't know what's going on here a minute. Just give me a second. Discord wasn't opening either for some reason. So I don't know what it was. That seems to be working now. Okay, so this looks to me like a range, I think. So I am not looking, I'm looking to trap some shorts here. Let me just check. I just want to check I'm copying the right My Funded Futures account. It is that one, isn't it? Let me just check everything opens.
Order submitted.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Order
7,
submitted.
8, 9, 10, and My Funded Futures okay. Everything seems to be okay. Let me have a look here. Way too many ways to draw the... Yeah, well, I had it sort of... I noticed Thomas Wade had it the same. It's one of those things, isn't it? I thought we're definitely going to trap some shorts here. Let's just get rid of that a minute. Just make sure everything's working as it is. I think it is. So, let's just... I just thought we got a leg up there and another leg up. There's no point in moaning about it. Let's see what happens. So, are we expecting a new low here? So, I don't know if anybody saw the video I made. I like what they've got to offer, My Funded Futures. I like that you can put an order in here, and it doesn't matter whether it comes down and comes back up for break even. because of the end of day drawdown. So I kind of like it. So I've picked myself up an account, and I'm just going to have a play around with it. I think it's always good to have a backup. You never know what might happen in the future with Apex. I think they're pretty stable. I can't see any issues with it, but I think it's good to start looking at a few other prop firms as well. But I traded earlier on with that 250,000 account. I took a stupid risk on it and lost it. So I'm stopping doing all this silly stuff. I'm just going to concentrate on the ones I got. Trouble is, when I get these individual ones, I trade them risky. I was getting around about $1,000 a day. I was trading them very aggressively. I was trying to go for bigger moves, and it was just getting me into a little bit of bother. So I need to focus on what I'm doing. The accounts, can you trade with them? 10. You can trade 10 with them. I like them because you pay $80, and if you use my code, I'll get you an extra 4, so $76, and that is it. That's the price you pay, and that includes, if you pass, getting your PA account, so you haven't got to pay a PA fee. So it's $100 cheaper than Apex. Rules are sort of better in a way. How many contracts you can trade? 3. There's 2. There's the basic one, and there's the more experienced one. I don't see, or the advanced one. I don't see really how that works. But 3 contracts, and I think that's enough really. Anything more on a 50,000 account, I think you're risking it anyway. But I like it. You know, I'm having a play around with it. I've traded it a bit this morning. I'm up sort of $1,300. I took on the top. I took that. Was it that trade there or one? No, it wasn't that one. It was middle of the night. It was this one I took there, and it pushed up. But I like the fact is, you can put a sell order here, and I can put my profit down here, and as long as I put my stop back at break even, it doesn't matter whether the price goes down and comes back and takes me out. Makes no difference. And if you get more contracts on the expert, does it go? I'm not really sure the benefits. What I'll do, I'll get it up quickly and I'll show you, and then you can sort of tell me what you think. So where is it? My Funny Futures. So if I select Start Challenge, I'll bring it in a sec. Okay, so this is it there. Let me just move it out of the way a minute in case it just pops up my... Okay. So this is it here. So let's just open that up. So if you go on to Expert, it's 165. There's a 4,000 target, 5 contracts, drawdown smaller. I don't get it. It's actually worse. So if you go onto the starter one, it's $80, 3,000 profit. Daily loss is 1,200. So what I like about it is you don't need to... you can't blow it in one day. It gives you a second crack of the whip, and it's end of day, and there's no activation fee. So I really like it. Shows your stats as well. So yeah, it's good. It's a good bit of kit. Let's have a look. There is a lower high there, but as we've bounced here, I'm not thinking about taking a trade just yet. As I say, I'm already down a trade. One more loss, and that's it for me for the day. So let's have a look. I'm really surprised that didn't work, to be honest with you. Channel break. 2 pushes down to a new low. I thought we're going to trap some shorts there. I thought that was a sort of a sure thing. So break, 2 pushes down to a new low. So let's just have a look sideways. Where could we go? Yeah, I suppose we made 1, 2, 3 attempts to push up and failed. Obviously, I was in there. But every time when we had that one, I thought we were going up again, and it dropped back quickly and then pushed up. So it's just one of those things. I actually kind of liked it. Little channel down with the break, 2 pushes to a new low. It's sat on there. But there you go. Sometimes some you win, some you lose. Have you seen the guy that's supposed to like 2 million profit sitting in 20 accounts? See, really? No, I've not heard of that. Some people just, I see some people, and they've got like 10 accounts or whatever, and they're making like $1,000 a day, and they've done it over 10 days. And I'm thinking, how the hell have you managed to make $1,000 every day for 10 days? Strange, isn't it? It does make you wonder, is there a lot of luck involved, or I don't know. Right, what are we doing now? See, at the moment, we've been working up, haven't we? So going short here is probably not something I'm really thinking of doing. I'll talk about it in something official. No, I haven't seen it. I have to have a look over the weekend. Late this evening. It's all right, I'm a little bit bewildered at the moment to what was going on earlier when I went for that trade. Everything froze, and I couldn't get out if I wanted to. I just wondered whether it was to do with that My Funny Futures, that they were both open. They're both connected at the same time. I wasn't aware you could do it. So I'm just wondering whether it was something I was doing or not. But I like the fact that My Funny Futures, if you want to enter here and go for a ton of profit and it goes up there, let's say your stop's down here. When it gets up here, you bring your stop to break even. It can go up $5,000, come down, take you out for break even, and tomorrow morning your account will look like it hasn't changed. So if you want to go for more points, or maybe we have a big channel down, sometimes we get a big drop down, we get a break, 2 pushes to a new low, and a retest like a triple test, and often you get a small green bar and off it goes. So if you want to have a crack at something a bit bigger and go for a bigger move, you can do. You can also take a payment after 5 days as well. There is a second entry short there, but I just can't take that at the moment because of this 1, 2, 3 possible triple test.
Order submitted.
I can't take that. It's 18 ticks.
Order
I'm
canceled.
going to have to bring my contract down. 1 contract 10. Sorry, 1 contract 12. 1 contract 12. I'm going to get battered. 1 contract 12. Let me just open them up. Everything's
Order
working.
submitted.
1 contract, yeah, including the My Funded Futures. Brilliant.
Order canceled.
There is a second entry short there. That failure's triggered.
Order submitted.
Channel break, 2 pushes to a new low. We've bounced here once, bounced here twice, broken below it. So I like that. Looks like we may be starting a channel as well. There's going to be some shorts there for starters, I'd say likely. Sorry, I'm getting pestered here for something. Stops there, definitely, I'd say. Adds another one to the higher low. I wouldn't normally take that, to be fair. And that ATR is still quite high, so it is a higher low, but we're nearly at the top here, so I'm going for more points as it is. What am I going for here? 5 points as it is, so but I think it's likely it's going to take that out. And we are moving up in a channel, so after the break, 2 pushes to a new low. We've all broke the bottom of the day as bottom of the day. We've broken the day as well, the low of the day, and we've had 1, 2, 3 bounces, channel break, 2 pushes to a new low. So I think it's worth holding on here. What's the risk? 200? 200, I think. So I think it's likely to break there. Push, come on.
Order filled.
Okay, I like the failure there. You're going to get traps sorted here. At least I'm... okay, it's all right. Let me just shut this one down again. Which one is it? It's a rhythmic, isn't it? Disconnect. Excuse me a sec. It's a pain in the arse, this is. Just wait for it to open up. So, channel break, new eye. I think it is likely going to break there. We seem to be ranging. I think we've had 1, 2, 3. It's triple test. Sort of fail break out the range. Channel break. 2 nice pushes down to a new low. You're going to get shorts trapped there. You're going to get shorts trapped there. So there's a second entry short there. Once it breaks above there, it's likely to go for these areas here. Am I open or not? Okay, so it's worth going. I could have gone for more points, but I was going for 5 points as it is. So, unfortunately, when I took that, I was on, where was I on? 2 contracts. Hold on a minute. I was on 2 contracts. That's why it stung me a little bit. So there, and that one there, wasn't it? So, fail second entry short. Plus. Did I lose there? 3 points. Damn shame I wasn't trading that just for the one contract, because that'd have been all right. So I could have held on there. I think there was a good chance this was going to go over. You're right at the lows there, but I just wanted to get out of this liquidity because my concern was we were going to do this. If you look there, there is a possibility that this thing could go sideways. So if we broke above there, there's a chance it could come back down. And it kind of did. It went up and then came down. So my concern was it's going to come down. So I'd rather just... Obviously, we know where liquidity is and we know price moves towards liquidity. And I thought that was sort of the ideal place, really. Once we get above there, the next bit of liquidity is up here. But to me, that's not a place where you'd really want to take a trade. So I thought there would probably be less liquidity there anyway. And there isn't really, because it is just pushing up slowly. So, shame about that. I very nearly got out a couple of times, but I actually liked the channel. I thought it was a spiking channel. I thought it fits really nice. We've come right up to the top every time, which is why I held. I just thought, just hold. And then obviously that came down. It's just one of those things, really. But I thought it fit really nice. We got a leg up, 2 legs back, and I thought we were coming up for another leg up here, but it just goes to show, doesn't it? There's a lot of talk about. Oh, right. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Let's get back to trading regular, because I've been going for large take profits, moving break even, 10 ticks. Yeah, what I'll say about that, I kind of, if you remember back when I first started, yeah, answer me a question, Brant. If you didn't put it to break even and you left your stop where it was, would you have got more points? Because if you remember when I first started streaming, I wasn't necessarily going for a fixed amount of points. I was trading similar to the way Wilson does now. He lets it move, waits for a sort of a bit of a surge and follows it up with his stop. Now, as we know, if I take a trade here, put my stop here, often it'll come down. It probably did it there, actually. Often it'll come down. When they started pushing up, if I put my stop there, say, 1 tick above there, yeah, often it'll come back and take out your stop before it pushes up. It kind of clears up liquidity. All the trades have been good, but with the volatility, I haven't had the balls, mate. Yeah. I'll tell you what you can do, mate. Go for maybe just 1 contract instead of 2. So the overall risk is a bit less. But when I started trading, that's what I was doing. And if you remember, yeah, I had a bit of a luck. Some of the trades were questionable, but some of the good trades where we had this type of thing and a strong push down, these type of trades where we have this and we have a nice break, and often once it gets below there, it launches down, doesn't it? 2 or 3 bars, and you can get 6, 8, 10 points. If I'm going for a fixed 2 points, and let's say I get 8 points, I've got 8, I've basically got 4 trades in one there. And yes, it can come back, but if it's a solid enough position, usually it works and it continues on. So I'd say if you're going to do that, go for a smaller contract. That's kind of what I want to do, because I think when you get better at reading the charts and you notice certain things, we know a lot of the time where price is going, with these 2 legs. We've got a leg up here and a pullback and another leg up. So if you're reading the chart right and you're confident you are, there are certain circumstances where it is worth going for more points. But it's an individual thing, isn't it? The thing is, the longer you're in a trade, kind of the more nerves you get. And if you're going for 2 points and you decide to hold, when it hits 2 points and comes back on you, it kind of sort of punishes you and you think, I'm getting greedy. So it's one of those things you've got to do and just commit. But I worked out a while ago, maybe 6 or 8 months ago, that 80% of all my winning trades went for over 6 points. So when you think about it like that, it's really a no-brainer. But there's obviously no point in going for bigger points when we're in a small range. But, if we get something like this and you're thinking we're at the bottom of a channel, And really, we had a channel down. It's a good signal, that was, I think. We had a channel down, a break, 2 pushes to a new low. We broke that low, and we kind of pushed up really strong there and came back with a higher low. And then when we trapped the second entry short and pushed up, for me, I thought there was a good chance that was going to go up. Now, I didn't want to hold on to it, especially when I'm down. I just wanted to get out at where I thought liquidity was going to be, and you can see when it broke above there, we had that quick spike. But yeah, you've got to have the nerve to be able to sit and hold, haven't you? Now, I'd say, Brant, if all of a sudden I stuck $10,000 in 10 PA accounts for you, you would probably think, okay, well, that's the time when I could do it. But as I'm sort of building my accounts at the moment, I want to try and get them to a nice, safe level where I don't mind risking, $100, $150 with one contract to go for a bigger move if I think it's worth it. So, if I'd have held on there, I thought there was a good chance that was going to come up. And once you got past that initial drop, and that's the frustrating thing, it comes down like about 8 points, doesn't it? If I'm in there, I mean, I could have got 20 points. That's $2,000 potentially. Even if I get half of that. But, well, no, I'm on one contract, so if I go for 20 points, it's $1,000. So if we're getting a regular bounce, if we're bouncing 3, 4, 5 times and you can get a good setup then, and there's a good chance we're going to get up here, then I think it's worth holding on. We haven't even got a swing yet, have we? So like you say, all of the trades have been good. So, we know price comes back and often takes out stops. That's how it works. But as a scalper, you kind of like to get out in that first move. You don't like the market to come back at you. It sort of kind of feels a little bit unnatural, uncomfortable. I think that Apex have gone quiet all of a sudden, haven't they? I think they're coming. They're going to revamp themselves. They need to. I think they've had a little bit of damage lately, so I think they've sort of got a little bit of damage control, and I think they're going to revamp themselves. And when you see My Funded Futures, I believe they've been out for a while, but they only recently changed their sort of whole package about 4 or 5 weeks ago. But the good thing is, the better the offers get for us, it creates a little bit of competition in the market, and they tend to fight for our business, and it makes it better for the customer. So I like the end of day drawdown. Doesn't matter to us so much, but I do like the fact that if I fancy having to go for a bigger move, I could do. I haven't got to worry about it. I could, kind of maybe drop. When this moved up, I could drop it at stop at break even and then just let it rip if I wanted to. Rodian, how you doing, bud? Ben, how you doing, mate? Yes, I noticed you in there. I did say hello. How you doing, bud? How you doing? It's good, isn't it? I'm pleased I joined, actually. It's one of the best moves I've made, I think, since... although... I will say, I think it was last week that I was umming and ahhing about a trade and it looked congested, and I noticed Thomas Wade had taken it, so I thought, well, he knows better than me. So that encouraged me to get in there. Against my better judgment, it was that one where it was congested. I normally wouldn't have taken that one. I really wouldn't have done. But I saw Thomas took it, so I thought, well, he knows better than me. Perhaps I should just, it just goes to show, always the best thing to do is do what you feel that feels right. But, you live and learn, don't you? We all do these things, don't we? We've all copied others or whatever, haven't we, at some point? our fellow UK trader friend. Brilliant. Where you from, Ben? Anyway, I've not seen you. Where you from? I've not seen you on my stream before, I don't think, have I? Or have I? Some people sort of sit quietly in the background, or some people might change their names sometimes. Laufey, how you doing, mate? What's the weather like where you are, Rodian? It's warm over in the UK at the moment. We've had about 20, well, I think we've had nearly 30 degrees centigrade somewhere. Newcastle. Northeast. I got you. I got you. You have got a trader up your neck of the woods. Did you reload? I didn't, mate. I'll do it now for you. You've got a trader up your neck of the woods. Final. Warming up. We've been. Oh, right. I got you. Let's have a look. Reload. Scruffy, the Scruffy trader. He's a currency trader. I think he's up your neck of the woods. Well, he's certainly got the accent anyway. He's northeast somewhere. Whether it's middle, I don't know if it's Middlesbrough or something he's up, but up north, yeah, I got you. Furthest, you don't know. He's on, he's a currency trader, Scruff, his name is. He's a nice guy, actually. Bitcoin reaches extreme fear. Time to panic. That's what I like. I think he's just called Scruff. I think the Scruffy trader, I think. So is this thing going up? So it's nice to have some more UK guys in. We're kind of outnumbered here with these US guys. But no, Thomas Wade's, it's really worthwhile, I think. Just for me, I mean, I use it mainly just to chat with a few others and usually say hello in the morning and then just to confirm my charts, really. It's nice to just see some different opinions. Sometimes I just can't figure out what fits right. So I kind of like the fact that, you know, I've got somewhere that I can look as well. I've always used Marco. I bet Marco's been trading a little while longer than me. So when I sort of first started, I first started this style a little over 3 years ago. He's someone that I've sort of looked to, sort of help me a little bit. You know, we all have our. There are certain people that we tend to turn to if we get a little bit lost, and he's in there as well. Also Taylor as well, another trader I think's good at what he does from Top Pick Trading as well. Sam, I believe Sam's in here as well, 5 trader, and now Ben as well. So yeah, it's good. I did try and open a Discord for a while, but I'm not very techie when it comes to Discords. I'm better with hardware than software, and there was a bit of spam and that going around, so I stopped it in the end. So let's have a look. Leg up. 2 legs back, leg up. So it would have been worth holding on there. Sure, something's got years, yeah. Yeah, he's okay, Thomas. He's okay. He's a nice guy. And he's been trading now. I think he's been doing Pats for about 8 or 10 years, I think. Something like that. Quick question. Some of you guys that use Tradeovate, now, as you know, I use Apex, and I have my Apex, what's the word I'm looking for? My Apex positions here. Now, I'm with Tradeovate with my funded futures. How do I control that? Is there a way of controlling that? Like I control this, I can see what trades are open. How do I do that on Tradeovate? Or have I got to have the actual software open? Anybody know? Any Tradeovate guys out there? Ah, okay. Yeah, it's strange. You do, don't you? Because you just have it as NinjaTrader, and as soon as I open NinjaTrader and select it, it just pops up. I'm glad you said that, because what I find is when I connect to Rhythmic, it takes about 10 or 12 seconds, but my funded future takes about a second and it's up. And I'm thinking, am I missing something here? I got you. It's like on Friday, that lower high short setup. I think you took as well, stung everybody. Yeah, it did, didn't it? I'm trying to think where it was now. Yeah, I know exactly where it was. It's that trade there, wasn't it? Was it that trade there? I think it was, or was it this one? No, there it is. That was it. That was the one there. So, yeah. I completely missed this, and I think everybody did as well. And the reason I think we all missed it is because that channel looked near perfect. Let me just make it as perfect as I can. So yeah, I mean, how can you not say that is a perfect touch, perfect, perfect at the bottom? How can you say that is not perfect fitting channel? We had two legs up, strong push below the EMA, lower high. But I think the reason that failed is because of this. Because there was a channel there. Although it's a very shallow channel, I tend to not trust those. But I am surprised that didn't work. But all of a sudden, when you put it like this, when you put it something like that, or however it is, however you want to put it, channel break, new low, two pushes up, perfect higher low there. So I couldn't see how you couldn't get this as a larger channel. It just didn't make any sense. I don't see how you can say there's been a channel with a break and a new low. I mean, that fits perfectly. It doesn't. It rarely gets any better than that. So I can't see that. Well, the only it was, yeah. It just I normally that was sideways with a slightly upward sort of bias, but it was very, very subtle, especially here. We seemed like we had a bit of a breakout here, and it was coming back, so you don't know how far that's going to go down, but it just goes to show you sometimes it can trump you a little bit. I'm hoping Matt got a few emails about that, and he may mention it later this evening when he does his what's it, but it's a shame there. I can't see a channel with a break and a new low there, but yeah, that caught a lot of people out there. And it's a shame because I was $200 up when that happened. So for me, I think I want to try and focus on one and done, I think. Yeah, I know, yeah. These things tend to happen on a Friday, don't they? But hopefully, if he's had a few messages about it, he may talk about it. Yeah, damn shame about that, really. I thought that was a beauty. And then when we had the higher low, I thought that was golden. That one was slightly risky, I think, but because we come from the top, a break, two pushes to a new low, sometimes we don't get a higher low, and I missed these, so I thought I don't want to miss it, and I jumped in. And then when we had the higher low, I was very, very tempted to put a second contract in. I thought I only had one contract, but I realised I'd had two, and I'm really glad I didn't, but we got a high low there, so you think that's going to push up. But it just goes to show you this market can be shifty sometimes. Thomas gave his verdict, said it was a brilliant setup. Yeah, I can't see a problem with it. as I say, the only thing is we've got a slight upward movement there. But, I mean, if you look here as well, could have sort of done the same thing here. But that was it there. It's one of those things, isn't it? You get a break, lower high, triggers your pushes up. So I think the idea really was that it was we were bouncing off here. So if we're in a channel, sometimes obviously we'll have channels in channels. Sometimes we'll have a channel down and it won't have a break and a new low. It'll just go up. So that's the only thing. We are making higher lows. So when we had this, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be. This was my fault. I entered the second entry short and held the bottom. It reversed the lower high because the market hates. Does anybody else notice when you're taking risks and you're kind of gambling, you never seem to get any luck? Anybody else notice that? Because although you're gambling based on what you think might be happening, and the market has got a really, really clever way of trapping anything that looks like a half-soaked trade. Okay, so we got a channel up, touch, close to the tops. Now, this channel here, there is a second entry long there. Is that worth taking? It's hard to say. We're close to these tops. And not only that, we know that there's a bit of support there. So a lot of times when we have this initial move, it'll start working then. So this may not push up. So I think I'm sitting out of this one at the moment. It is a second entry long. But I'm just sitting tight here. If this is going to be a range day, I'd rather give it a chance to get to the top and catch it just as it leaves the station. Somewhere threw us off. Yes, it's difficult, really. Somebody else showed me a chart where it was like a leg down and a break. And when I looked at that, I thought there's no way we should have taken it. But for me, it was almost like a perfect fitting channel. I can't see how Mac wouldn't have that channel. Now, I'm not suggesting that Mac would have missed it, missed the trade. He'd have probably seen that a million times and left it alone. But as for the channel, I can't see how you could pick any fault with that channel. Okay, so that second entry long there is triggered and it's coming down. So I think that's likely to get stopped out, I think. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, when things are happening and, you've got all the emotions and pressure and all that, it's very easy to take a trade. You put it this way, we don't have a lot of time to think about it. You've got to make a decision in a second or two. We're human beings, aren't we? So we've got a break there with a higher low. 16 ticks, though, that is. $16 ticks. And that's a tick above, tick below. I'm not getting involved in that. It's a little bit congested here. We are getting close to these tops. We have broke above this little bit of support here. So you don't know it's going to break above it and then come back down. You got a one entry long. Yeah, on this chart here, it's a second entry there. That's the beauty of having these other charts. Same here as well. Second entry on here. And it did work. But I'm just not a massive fan of it. Let's have a look. What did it work for? So if you went a tick above there, you'd have got 2 points comfortably there. I'm just wondering whether we get a failure here. Let's see if we trap that bearish bar. I was hoping we'd trigger that bar. Second chart, no. Yeah, all a second chart does really is it just gives you a slight variation in the setup. Because sometimes, we'll leave a trade because the bar may just be a little bit weak. So having a second chart just does give you a second crack of the whip. So many times it'll come back, give us a poor bar and rock it up. We know where the market's likely to go after a break. We know when we get a break, usually it pushes, to a new extreme up, as in the case of an uptrend. So I was very tempted to hold that for a bit. But when it pulled back here, I'd have probably panicked. But look what's there. Look, there's 30 points there. Yeah, stick to just the one. Yeah. Well, you haven't been doing it that long, or you're new to the ES or new to this type of business. Yeah, just focus on the one. Leg and a leg. That's interesting. We got a little double top there. So leg and a leg. Let's see what we get down here. In fact, I don't think we have had a break there. Streaming. I started, I think it was November 2022. So where are we now? August, September, October, November. So 3 months off 2 years. And I stream Monday to Friday. But it's nice for me as well to look back. I can look back at some of the crap trades I took and listen to the gibbering mess I was when I took losses. But yeah, it's nice to look back. I mean, I'd say for you, Ben, download yourself a copy of OBS. It's free of charge, and record your screen so you can go back if you want, and have a look. I mean, I'd say do it anyway, just in case you ever get any problems with rhythmic going down. At least then you can have a look back and find out exactly what happened. But I'd say if I was you, get everything on your screen that I've had. Doesn't matter about the other charts, but get the positions tab on so you can make sure everything's closed. Get this on there as well with your accounts and your balance. And these as well, your positions and your orders tabs. Get these on there and record the whole chart. It's pretty straightforward. If everything goes smooth, then you just delete it at the end of the day. But if anything does go wrong, at least you can, look back and try and figure out what happened. Screen recording, or do you have to record yourself trading? Yeah, I've heard that as well, but so I mean, if you've got a legitimate strategy, I don't think it's a bad thing. But perhaps they may. At the end of the day, I think it's petty that they should ask you. At the end of the day, if you make it that, I mean, they should know by looking at the data what you do. You'd think so. I've never heard any other prop firms asking for that. I don't know whether it's a bit petty and they're just saying, they're looking for ways to not. I don't know really, but it's unusual saying to a trader, prove you can trade. Well, if someone's traded for 30 days and they built the account up slowly, surely that's enough. I understand people trading without stops and all this sort of stuff. That makes sense. Like you need to record trade yourself. Actively explain the trade as you're in it. Yeah, it sounds like it. It just doesn't seem the right thing to do, to ask people to record them doing it. I don't know. I mean, as long as they pay you. But it is just an extra ball ache, The thing is that they're kind of, they have the sort of, they go on about, we don't want gamblers or windfall traders or all that sort of stuff. On the one hand, they're saying that, and on the other hand, they're offering evaluations for next to nothing, passing one day. So it kind of promotes gambling in a way. And let's face it, anybody who starts trading and starts to learn to trade, you are going to gamble. You're going to take risks. It's all part of it. You take risks and you gamble until your brain says, this just doesn't work anymore. It's all part of it. Everybody does it. No trader in the history of trading has never took risks and blown accounts. It comes with the territory. And then saying, I think you need to do this. Look, it should be at the end of the day. If you can see where I've broken the rules, then penalise me. But don't ask me how I trade. The whole idea of having an evaluation and having a PA account and not being able to take money out for 10 days and won over $2,500 is to see whether someone can grow an account. Surely that's enough. They know if someone's made $2,500 in a day and then 10 days for the remaining 9 days. It doesn't make sense. What's that indicator that you place an order? The price line shows P&L along the line. I shall show you, mate. It's free as well, you'll be glad to know. So I think it's called Order Line Decorator, if I remember rightly. Yes, it is. Yeah, it shows you, if I go and order, it shows you profit and loss, whatever it does. Yeah, it's called Order Line Decorator. So just Google it. And it's free of charge. But yeah, it's great. Half the time we're counting and working out how much profit to take, but it just gives you there are better options out there. I think Apex shot themselves in the foot. I think they did a bit, mate. Yeah. I think what they should have done was say, look, okay, there are people. Now, I don't doubt there are people trying to swindle them. It's the nature of business. Wherever people make money, or, there's always people out there to try and, bend things, twist things, and try and find ways to, to sort of con money out of people. It's a fact of life. But when they didn't change the rules, they just started sort of policing them. And I think it would have probably gone down better if they say, okay, from now for the end of the month, any trades taken after the end of the month, we will be monitoring for any rule breaking, and we are adhering to the rules now. So if they give people a bit of notice, but they kind of just sort of changed halfway through, and all of a sudden loads of people just got denied payments. So I understand the frustration. But they got a little bit of stick for it. Well, they got a lot of stick for it. I know people like Kellyanne gave him a bit of stick, and I think Iman as well did a video. But I mean, saying Apex are scammers, they're not scammers. They've just decided to implement the rules, that's all. Going for a Top Step, yeah, nothing bad to say about Top Step. Yeah, I think Top Step are pretty standard, I think. I think they've been around for a long time, Top Step. So, yeah, I'd say you're pretty okay with Top Step. I think Apex were top dog at one point. Excuse me. But I think they've slipped a little bit. But I think Apex are working on something in the pipeline, and I think they're going to come out soon with a bunch of new changes, which I think will help. We know they put a vote out maybe a couple of months ago on what new things we would like to have. So, the market's changing all the time. These prop firms are popping up and offering better deals and better deals. So I think they're going to come out pretty soon and shake things up a bit. I think they have to. Because they were sort of the top of the list at the time. But I think that changing probably knocked them back a little bit. But, that's business. You have good years and bad years. You've only got to look at someone like Apple, one of the biggest companies in the world, most successful companies in the world, but they put a bad phone out, something goes wrong, then, shit hits the fan, share price dips, they got to go back to the drawing board. So, all businesses have hiccups from time to time, and Apex have just had one of their own, but they'll be back, I think. I'm happy. I'm happy with Apex. I think if you follow the rules, I think you're safe. I don't think you need to worry about. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I think when they had the 90% off and the pass in one day, from what I gather, a lot of people would trade in these news events and all that information coming in when the news comes out. I think it stirred things up a little bit, made a few things break down. Rhythmic had issues, and I think a lot of traders just got peed off about it. But sometimes if you grow too quick, you just can't cope with it. Something goes wrong. What happens? People are going to start emailing you, and they've got emails coming out their ears that they can't staff. So I think they're making some changes now that I'm aware, and I think they need to introduce some good measures to sort of push themselves forward, I think. But I have to say I'm impressed with my funded futures. I love the dashboard. I love that it shows you. It's very, very user-friendly. It shows you. Shows you how much you made per days. It shows you win percentage, loss percentage. There's all sorts of bits of information on there which you only really get with these sort of online. I use TraderSync. You only really get with that type of platform. So I looked here, there is a hidden second entry long there and long there, but we've broken above here. So we could bounce at this area. So going long for me isn't ideal at the moment. In fact, there is a possible failure here. Long failure, but I'm sitting tight just at the moment. So whether we had a break here or not, I don't think we did. I've gone from here and it fits nice there. In fact, I'll squeeze that over, I think. That's a tough one there. We could have had a small break at a new high, or we could extend this out just a touch and we haven't had a break. So I'm just going to sit tight here a minute. You're still working part-time? No, I don't anymore. I was 55 a month and a half ago, so I took a chunk of a private pension I had. I took a little over 60,000, so we got no mortgage. Everything's paid. We got no debts or anything, so no, not at the moment. My wife has a good wage. We get some money from affiliates, so that helps. That covers, any sort of trading costs. And these accounts are growing nicely as well, so it won't be long before I'll take a payment out of these. I'm going to take 1,000 from each one when they hit 3,000, so that'll give me a $10,000 payment. And I'm just going to leave that on the sidelines. So plan is to get to $3,000, take $1,000, and then try and make another $1,000 over a month, which is only $250 a week, and try and do the same again. And then once I can do that, I might start growing some more of these. But I want to pay out first, so I've got a little pot sat on the side. Yes, I am, bud, yeah. Yeah, I have been for a while, really. I've only just worked some weekends occasionally. But my mum passed away about 18 months ago, so we got a chunk from her as well, so we're okay at the moment. I just figure as much time as I can put into me trading, the better it'll be. So, Akitri, how does it work with your trade? You're a pilot. I'm assuming you're a full-time pilot. So I thought pilots work a lot of hours and they're obviously constantly away. So how do you fit your trading around that? See, for me, it was a case of fitting my job around my trading, because trading was what I wanted to do. But obviously, you know, you've got a sort of a bit of career going on there, which I'm assuming, you know, soaks up a lot of your time. Your own with oh, fantastic. I got a 15-year-old daughter. I do love being at home. You know, I like to get up and have breakfast with her and take her to school. It is nice. It's nice to spend time with kids. And a trader is the ideal job, really, isn't it? It's even better for me in the UK because I don't trade till 2:30 in the afternoon. So I'm kind of sort of lucky in a way. I know a lot of you US guys, especially your Pacific time, it's pretty early morning. But it is nice. It's nice to have some time off with the kids for sure. And trading, you know, you trade for a couple of hours, 3 hours a day. You can fit that in with kids, can't you? In fact, I very nearly took did a pilot's course myself. Well, I say private pilot's license. My wife, I think it was my 40th birthday. My wife bought me one of these trial lessons, and I think we went up and I think it was a little Piper Warrior, I think a little 4-seater thing. And it's beautiful where I live as well. We're on the Welsh border, so you've got all the Welsh hills and mountains, and there's a little airfield in a little town called Welshpool, about 18 miles from where I live, and they have sort of like a centre there where you can do your sort of PPL. And I think I did about 8 lessons at the time, but my job changed. So I stopped. I was just doing some, I think it was exams in meteorology and a few other bits and bits. You learn all about that sort of stuff, don't you? But my job changed. I had a business at the time. So I stopped, but I did plan on going back and competing it at some point. But it's beautiful around here as well. Obviously, we've got Wales. You've got all the Black Mountains around here. It's beautiful countryside. And you got the Welsh coast, I think about 60 miles as the crow flies. So we've had a break and we've had, whether you want to call that a new high, it's a matching high. So I'm wondering now whether this is going to come back into this. So at the moment, we still have got this right back from where that trade happened. It was here somewhere, wasn't it? That loss. We are sort of working up. So when we've been up to the top here, we've had a pullback, same here. So I think it's likely that this. So we've had a break. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. So this is like a penguin style setup. So let's see where this goes. But if this thing pushes through that EMA, I may look for a long failure. See how we get on there. Northern part of Norway, yeah. That's on my bucket list. You know, I've always wanted to see that. I had a friend of mine who was a photographer, and he used to work on a cruise liner that used to go around that part. And he was there and give people guidance. That's what his job was, to give him guidance on photographing the Northern Lights. And he used to send me some of his pictures. They were spectacular. And I think it was about 2 months ago in the UK, me and my wife were in bed, we were oblivious to it, but the following day there was pictures all over the internet, right where we were living, right above our heads. You could see it as clear as day. And it's something I've always wanted to see, and typical. One night you decide to have an early night, there's hundreds of photos floating around Facebook. But yeah, it is beautiful, that, isn't it? I got into watching a series, actually, Fortitude. I think, isn't that set in Norway? Or something like that. But it's just something about that part of the world. Iceland, me and a friend of mine talked about renting one of those motorhomes and driving around the coast of Iceland, which is not really far from,
Connection lost.
The Scottish coast. But yeah, it's incredible countryside. You only really appreciate when you get a bit older, I think. But we are going to do the I think they call it, is it the Northern 500? We drive around, I think it's about 500 miles around the coast of Scotland. Same again, Scotland. Incredible countryside. And even better whiskey as well. Lots of distilleries. I'm a big single malt fan, so that's my plan. My wife's going to drive and I'm going to drink. So, oh, you really? That's it. North Coast 500 next. Oh, fantastic. They say, I read at a friend who did it. He went around the sort of left side first. I think they said, start with the right side first, and things just keep getting better. But yeah, I'm a big single malt fan. I go through bottles and bottles of it. Well, not that much, but I certainly had a couple of 100 bottles in me time. But it really grows on you. And obviously, as we know, Scotland is riddled with distilleries. So that's my plan. Drive. My wife will drive and I'll drink. So this thing is struggling to get up. So we've obviously had a break. We've made 1, 2, 3 attempts so far. Until this pushes through that EMA, there is a possibility, though, if I think about taking a failure to go down, that this may be a little bit of a range. And what I don't want to do is take a failure short right into the bottom of that. Far from me. I've done most of it. Have you really? I'm brilliant. Yeah, you're not far from that area, are you? I lived up in Catterick, I think, as a young lad during the sort of early 80s, middle 80s sort of time. No, early 80s, I think. My stepfather was in the army. And we used to go to places like, I think, was it Redcar and places like that, sort of the local coastal areas, which is not far from where you are. It's a little bit south, isn't it? Redcar and Seaton Crew, places like that. I've not been to Newcastle for a long time, actually. I do know a couple of people. That type of area. My stepfather was in the light infantry, and there's a lot of ex sort of light infantry from that area. It's quite possible. The Geordies everywhere in the light infantry there was. In Northampton. Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah. That's where, what's it's from up there, isn't he? What's his name? What's the actor? Robson Green, he's from Northumberland area. What is going on here? This thing is trying to go up. Oh, really? Yeah. I've not spent a lot of time in Scotland, to be honest with you. Anywhere sort of north of you. We plan to go to... I have a cousin in Edinburgh, so we were on about going up that way. Across and up that side of the country towards Edinburgh. Just wondering if there is a possibility of something a bit early. So this is pretty hard to read. This is a little bit clearer. So this is really struggling now. So I think positions like this one there and that one, this thing's likely to flush down, I think. But we have got a bit of a leg sideways and a bit of a leg. But I have a feeling that this thing is going to flush down. I'm hoping it does because I'd rather trade a range day. Once we start pushing in this direction, if you can pick up something here like this, then, you know, there's a possibility of getting a reasonable move. So let's see if this does flush around. If it's really struggling to get up, it often just does dump. Talking about dumping, how's Bitcoin doing? It's recovering a bit. Brilliant. We're back over $60,000. Excellent. I bought some Solana at $141. It's up to $149 now. Brilliant. Yeah, there's not a lot to do at the moment. This thing for me is I think it's going to flush down because it's going sideways and struggling to get up and moving really slow. So even if we are doing something like this, we're hitting these tops. So I think there's a good chance this thing's going to come down. Okay, is this thing going to flush now? There's 3 weak positions there. That one, sorry, 2. That one and that one, I think. So I'd like to see price come below there. Also, that kind of looks like a failed breakout, but obviously it hasn't triggered and that's pushed up. So let's see what happens. There's a little bit of congestion there. Push up sideways. Okay. Maybe this thing wants to go up after all. There may be something more wider there going on or something at a different angle. Okay, leg and a leg. They'll break out that little range there. Let's see what this bearish bar does here. So I kind of like that. It may come down to there, I think. I'm not sure about that. I don't think it matters too much whether it's there or there. It kind of fits anyway. There isn't. It's a standard $80. So if there is a link in the description of this video. If you follow that link, I get a commission for it. It doesn't cost you anything more. But then when you go into the payment, if you put in UKFT capitals, UK futures trader, description has a typo, does it? I'll sort that out. If you put in UKFT, that gives you an additional 5% off, which is not a lot, but it takes it down to then $76. So my link's in the description. You don't pay anything extra, but they do give me a little bit of commissions, which helps support me. So I'd appreciate it. But then, yeah, when you come to the payment, there'll be an area that says code or offer or something like that. If you put in UKFT in capitals, it will take 5% off, which is a good quality cappuccino. But yeah, they tend to have a standard fee. They've obviously changed it lately because it was a bit more. Yes. But with Apex, to get 40% off, you have to use a code. With this one, you don't. And the $80 monthly no, you don't pay that at all. It's just a one-off fee. That is it. You pay $80 or $76 with my code, knocks a little bit extra off, and that is it. That is it. So if you pass the evaluation, you go on to a PA. You don't pay anything extra. That is it. That's one of the things that surprised me. And I had to phone around to find out, is that right? And yeah, it is. You don't pay anything extra. That's just it. That's the amazing thing about it. It is a great deal, yeah. It's just 80. Yeah, and that was mine. Wow, with the words I used. So, yeah, it's 80, and if you use my code as well, you get a further $4 off. $5 off. $4 off, which is $76. That's all you pay. It's fantastic, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you went with Apex, it's about $35 now for the eval, and then $140. I'll show you. Excuse me, then $140 for the PA. This isn't so. So Luke. So if I select Start Challenge. So if I select Start Challenge, click on the starter one, I don't see why that is any more beneficial. So if you select the starter one, it's $80. Now, if you don't pass it in a month, you will pay another $80. But if you pass it, there's no activation fee. So you move straight onto a PA then. So that minus about $4 is $76. But what I like about it, it's a sensible contract size. It's going to be a lot harder to blow an account. There is a daily loss limit, so you won't blow an account in a day. There's the normal drawdown, but it's end of day, so it doesn't matter what price does. It can go up. If you enter an order and it goes up 5,000, comes down 5,000 and takes you out for break even, at the end of the day, your drawdown will look exactly the same. Nothing changes. So it's perfect. But I can't see how the expert gives you anything. I don't know. And what I like with this as well is you can take a payment in 5 days. As long as you've done a minimum of $100 per per day for 5 days or more, you can take it with payment. It's ideal, but I love the fact that if you go into my stats, I love the fact that you've got this thing down here, which is a calendar, shows you, what your days are, shows you your best trades, number of trades, contracts, worst trades, average win rate, and so on. I love the fact that you've got all that information as well. So yeah, it's perfect. There was something else I really liked about it as well. I forget what it was. Oh, there's a 40% scaling rule with this. Another good thing. So whereas Apex is a 30% scaling rule, 40% say monthly where the Apex prices stayed. Doesn't it say monthly? It's monthly if you for the evaluation if you don't pass it, but you can pass it in a day. No, it's just a one-off payment. I was surprised myself. I had to ask around. I was surprised myself. But that's what it says, no activation fee. So when you go onto a PA, there's no activation fee. I had to look at a couple of other videos to find out myself because it seemed a bit too good to be true. So, are we going to get a second entry long gear? They require a safety net. Can we take it? That I'm not too sure. I don't know too much about the payments, but I know you can take a payment after 5 days. But obviously, no, I believe you can take it all. I think you can. I'm not saying it's the wisest course of action to do that. That's not what I plan, but you can do it. So at least you've got that freedom to do it if you want to. If you wanted to sort of build up to 500, withdraw 500, and then maybe turn that into 5 accounts, then you could do that. Is there not minimum amount? I don't think there is, bud. I don't think there is. Yeah, well, look. I mean, that's not what I plan to do with it. The bit I like about it is the cost of it, the end of day drawdown, the fact that you can only trade 3 contracts. I like that. It stops you, just going maxing out all the time. Let's have a little look. Payouts. Say anything about payouts? No. Yeah, you'll have to look at all the rules and regulations to find out all the details. I mainly sort of looked at the bits that would affect me, so much. My plan isn't to take it out straight away. I think it says if below the buffer, could only take 60% of your profits. Okay. But you can take one apparently after 5 days, but not that you want to, but if you needed to, and you may want to use that to maybe buy more accounts or something like that, then you've got that option. Do trade about, I should be able to connect. Absolutely. I'll show you, look. If I go into the connections, I've got my funded futures connected and Rhythmic connected at the same time. And if I look at my Replicanto, I've got 2 of these accounts, by the way, but I'm trading one of them. There's my lead account, and I'm copying all those, including my funded futures and my 10 Apex accounts as well. I was unaware you could do that, but I believe it's because I use Rhythmic on my Apex and Tradeovate with my funded futures. I believe that's why I could do it. But I love the fact that I can now have 20 Apex accounts and 10. You can have up to 10 my funded futures. So theoretically, you could be copy trading 30 accounts. Whether I do that or not, I don't know. I don't know how that would affect the market. But you've got the option to do it. So they had a big shake-up. They changed a lot of their rules about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And it wasn't as good an offer as it is now. So it's definitely made a difference. So are we going to get a... My only slight concern with this is we're at the top. We've not quite got up there, but we've got close. So leg and a leg. Are we going to get a trade here? I don't think I'm going to go for a lot of points if we do. Let's have a look. Tradeovate. See, data Mac uses that data. Best. That's why you can trade them all together. Excellent. But yeah, it's definitely a bonus for sure. With TS accounts. What do you mean TS accounts, bud? I mean, if I'm looking at it now, and there's my funded futures copied as well, and all my PA accounts. Less issues with, yeah, I'm not too sure really, to be honest with you. I've only really known, Top Step, I believe it does. There is a second entry long there.
Order submitted.
I believe it works because
Order
I
canceled.
have it on Tradeovate. That is a fact.
Order submitted.
Leg and a leg. Bullish bar. Leg and a leg. I like that. I'm just going to go for let's have a look. Just going to go for a couple of points here, I think. Just starting to have some doubts about this. Let's have a look.
Order filled.
Took me out for break even. Yeah, I'm having doubts here. Out for break even. There's a failure here. Check everything's closed down. Yeah, this may be the higher low now. I liked it because it bounced off here, but that to me looks like a failure. Why won't it let... Oh, you are kidding me. Why won't it let me take a trade now? Oh, you are kidding me. Has it locked me out? Oh dear, says a minute. Hold on a minute. Has it locked me? Why has it locked me out? I got out for break even. It won't class it as a loss. Oh, you are kidding me. Log. Time in force. Time limit. Time in force. Oh, that's strange. It's not allowing me to take a trade for 10 minutes. That was a break-even trade. That's strange. Okay. So just for now, I'm going to shut down there and I can trade this with a My Funded Futures account.
Order submitted.
Yeah, it's let me do this.
Order submitted.
So I've got to wait 10 minutes. So we've already had a break. 2 pushes up to a new high, so I'm just wondering whether this is going to be a failure.
Order cancelled. Order submitted. Order submitted.
This to me looks like... No, I was just... I was going to put an order below there. See, this is an evaluation I'm on, so I was trading it a little bit more aggressively.
Order filled.
Come on. This is a... I had a feeling that was going to happen. This is a range, I think. There's liquidity down here.
Target filled.
How's that past it? Let me have a look. Oh, a little bit less. Yeah, I just had a feeling that was going to drop. I just traded that on the one, my funded futures. I thought I'd done 3 contracts. I was trying to get it in one go there, but so there was going to be some longs trap there for sure. So I think that is null and void. You took that too. Yeah, I thought it was worth taking. Now, would I take it on me P8? Maybe not. But if it dropped below there, for me, this was coming back into the range. And what I like about it is this is coming down, isn't it? What I like about it is I can...
Order
why did that
filled.
not work out? Is I can go for a little bit more points here and keep my risk here, because it doesn't matter whether it goes down and comes back. If I think this is coming down here, I can put my stop up here, and I don't think it really matters. So this hopefully might pass it. Whoa,
Target filled.
Is that past it? Yes, good. Excellent. Okay, so this is coming down at the bottom. So let's have a look. Okay, so that one, in fact, I'll let you know tomorrow whether I have to charge any, whether they charge me anything. So I didn't mind taking that lower down there, because for me, this is coming down here. So even if I put my stop up here and risk off my account, it doesn't matter. If I'm up $2,000 today and I lose all that $2,000 and I'm at break even, makes no difference. Tomorrow is another day. The drawdown only changes at the end of the day. So I like the fact that I can risk more on an evaluation because it's less likely to take me out because of the daily drawdown. Those that use runners have nice trade. Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's if they take them. To be honest with you, what I like about it is a failure. We've had a break. Well, 2 pushes up to new high. Try go 1 strikes right failure below the EMA. When that ticks up, that's why I put the order below there, because if it drops below there, chances are it's going to. Well, I didn't expect it to come down here that quick, but I certainly would have expected it to come down to that level there and take out there, and it kind of did, and then went sideways and down for another leg. But if you can spot these when they're happening, you can do well out of them. I mean, that thing's come down 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30 points in a matter of, what, 3 minutes? So I don't know what I got there, but I got, I think it was about $1,000. Was it a bit more? $1,000 on 2 contracts. So that's 10 points. So that was worth, failed second entry long, plus 10 points. So this is definitely starting to look like a range day. So hopefully I can trade my accounts now. So let's go back to the way we were. So that is still not letting me trade yet. Why not? If I have 2 losses in a row, but I had a loss, a win, so it shouldn't stop me. Let's put that back onto 59. Still not letting me yet. Just check exactly why. Order. Stop market. Time in force. Yeah, I think it's 10 minutes. It stops me for 10 minutes. Was it 10 minutes ago? I suppose it was, wasn't it? It's come down quick. Okay, let's just get ready. So, Flowbot. So let's get the rubber counter back up. So 59, 59, and 59. Okay.
Order
Beautiful.
submitted.
Okay, that one's knackered. So,
Order cancelled.
oh, well, that's
Order
risky.
submitted.
Wow, I'm risking way too much here. But I like the trade. Wow, that's gotten way too much. Oh, dear me. I think that's likely to come down, though. Big risk here. Why am I risking so much? Leg and a leg. Come on, come down. This could be me for the day. I made a mistake here. I jumped in too late. Right, 2 points too late. What is going on, Lance? I don't know whether they get out of this. I'm just going to have to leave it, unfortunately. I got him way too late. I'm in the lap of the gods here. There's a second entry short there. I think I should probably put it there. I'm going to leave it where it was. Come on. Need a little bit of luck here.
Order filled.
Right, I'm getting out of here. I don't deserve to be in this trade. I took it way too late. I'm lucky there. Let me just shut this down. The reason I got out of it is I shouldn't have been in the first place that low. That's just horrendous, that is. Disconnect it. In fact, I can disconnect my fund of futures now. I don't need it. It's rhythmic. Yeah. I got in 2 points lower than I should have done. That was ridiculous. I've got one account here. Why was that still working? Well, one account stayed up and working for some reason.
Order submitted.
83. What's going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Order cancelled.
83.
Order
So,
submitted.
what is this? 60. Why? $59. Oh, it won't let me do 60. And the reason being
Order cancelled.
is because there was a loss then on the 60 stayed in the trade.
Order submitted.
Damn it. Let's see if we get the failure here. Damn it. I'm making a bit of a hash today. Oh, I'm not sure about this.
Order cancelled.
Maybe this is a triple test. Yeah, for some reason, because that trade stayed open It's going to take all them out. Look, because that trade stayed open, it's put me in a loss. Or can I just not trade that one account now? Oh, I can't just trade that one account for 10 minutes. Bloody hell. Get filled. Now, surely that is a triple test.
Order submitted.
One, two, three. Big bearish bar, surely. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. I really like that. Failed second entry long, big bearish bar. Let's see if it triggers. I don't think it's going to, is it? So a second entry short, maybe? Support formant, yeah, there is.
Order cancelled.
Let's see if that one stays intact. Sometimes if it's a good position, it will. Okay, excuse me just for a quick second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay. That one is still intact. But this thing, there's a failed second entry short there. Do I really want to go long? I don't think so, because we could have two attempts to push higher and then it could come down, but there'll be some stops there for sure, but let's have a look. So, second entry short there. What I like about it is this position is still held. So I think this is still likely to come down, but it's trying its hardest to go up. See, find out. Be some stops above there for sure. Boom. See if that holds. One, two, three. You could call that a triple test, but no.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
It's getting a bit sketchy now, isn't it? It's looking a bit trap city. Shorts are trapped there. Longs are trapped there. They're still in that. Down. One attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher. This looks like the one. This is going to come down, I think. Wow, look at that. Let's just see if it'll allow me to use 60
Order
again
submitted.
now. Yeah, it is, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, beautiful.
Order cancelled.
Got to be careful. It looks very tempting. But this is just going up and down and trapping some traders, I think. Oh, it certainly could upset a few people. I like the fact we're bouncing off the midline. I still think there's a good chance we're going to get down here. Maybe we get a sort of a breakout pullback and then we get something then. But we've still got this. It's still kind of working up. So I'm a bit unsure about what I think's going to go on here. I mean, after the channel down, and we've still got down here where we could get to, so yeah, they are fighting, aren't they? I mean, it's certainly after this and 2 pushes up and a bit of sideways, it's certainly the trade you think is likely to push down. But you never know if there is something slightly larger going on. I mean, you can see it from back from there. Whether it's going to make a difference or not, I don't know. But you can clearly see we're sort of still working up, aren't we, from a few days ago. So we've had a break, and this might be a penguin trade. We've had a break, 2 attempts to go lower. So I think this is going up. Break, 1 attempt to go lower, 2nd attempt to go lower, but you just don't know at the moment. So I'd say from what I'm seeing now, there's going to be so many traders wanting to go short here. It's just hard to know what to do. It does have a bullish bias, yeah. You can see it over the last few days. We're clearly working up. And after that big push down, a break, and an attempt at a new low sideways. Trouble is, when it's like this, sometimes you just never know. I'd say my gut tells me it's more likely to go up, but it could just drop. Because there's going to be traders in this short for sure. So, bottom. Every time we're working up, this thing could just come flushing down. It could do. Yeah, sometimes it does that, doesn't it? If we got a leg up, we get another leg up to here. Nice big bearish bar, then all of a sudden down like a rocket. It's not pushing up strong, is it? Put it that way. So we have got a leg up with sideways. Often we get the same. It's like a mirror image, so it could go up there and fail. Trouble is, it's second guessing the market, isn't it? Trying to figure out what's going on, and it's so easy to get stuffed. See, there's a failure there, isn't there? Trouble is, we've done that before. We did it there with a big bearish bar there, pretty bearish bar. See, it does that sometimes, though, doesn't it? It gives you this impression we're pushing up now. And then it can flush down, or sometimes everyone's trying to find any type of short they can get their hands on because they don't want to miss that big push down. All of a sudden, up it goes. Okay, so we're above it all now. Let's see what happens. There you go. Is this the failure? So that's played out anyway. There could be a channel working up. It's always possible. Yeah, there's definitely a bullish feel to it. No argument. We're definitely working up, aren't we? Trouble is, it is a pain when it doesn't retest these lows. Starts to make you not to trust taking trades in a range then. Okay, folks, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'm getting a bit dry in the mouth. I'm going to make a quick cup of tea and I'm going to bring it up then. So, where's my... There we go. So, I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes. Right, I didn't miss anything. So what's going to happen when we get up here? Okay, I wouldn't have taken that one anyway because it's quite lightly in that range, in that channel, I think. You could say it's at a break and a new high. In fact, it's probably more sensible to say we have channel break, new high. In fact, I think it's irrelevant really if it's in a range. So we're looking for a failure here somewhere. Let's see how it gets. See, if we are following this, it could get up to this area here. It's hard to say, really. Could continue up a bit more every time. Well, with the exception of this, we're making higher lows. Is this thing going to tank like that? So to me, that looks like it's had a break. I think that fits okay. Could even have a small break here, but that's definitely a break with a new high. Surely this is coming down now, isn't it? Oh, that's the type of trade to sell, that is. Whenever we get a bullish bar on a trend like that. It's tempting, that is, but a lot of the times when you get that and you sell there, it just crosses over and comes down, but I'm going to stay out of this. This is a strategy that I was looking at. Only a first entry, really. It's just gone too far for a lower high. If we can, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? I think there's a good chance we get down here. My only slight issue is how far we got down there. Now, that one may have been a little bit of a breakout. We had the same there, but the fact that we've had this and we didn't make a new low just makes me nervous. I'm treating it as a range, but what I am seeing is it's clearly working up as well, so you just got to be careful shorting it. I think it would probably work here. How far down it would come, I don't know. I thought once that started moving, it was going to do this, but it didn't seem to want to. There is a failure there, actually. Try one shot. Very tempting. Trouble is, it's a little bit congested now. I'd rather get a second entry short here, I think, rather than a failure. I want to give that chance to trap a bar here. It may come rocketing down, but I don't know. This has got a slight bullish imbalance to it. 16 ticks that. Not interested. It is a failure. It may work, but it's just not. I thought this was going to be a bit more bearish once it got below that EMA, but it hasn't. So a second entry short would be a better option. Trap some longs here. Second entry short, failed second entry long, and down. Hopefully, if it all happens before that bar gets stopped out on that chart, even better. Let's see if we can. We need to trap this little bar here. It's a doji, but may look slightly different on someone else's chart. So I'm going to get an order ready just in case. I don't want it to stop that bar out on this chart. If it does, I'm not interested. Channel down, 2 legs up, lag and a lag. This needs to turn quick. I like the fact we've trapped a bull bar on this chart. And that bearish bar there hasn't been stopped out yet. So bull bar trapped for a higher low, channel down with a break. So hopefully if this comes down, that'll give it some down momentum, and that will... I don't like that though. There is a possible second entry short. Trouble is it's stacked up. I just don't like what it's doing here. It's hanging around for some reason, and that makes me nervous that it's going to go up. I mean, look at that. By the time it's finished, we're already down here, and it's massive. Unfortunately, this isn't for me.
Order cancelled.
It's sideways. Stacked here. It may work. Probably will. But I'm just staying out of this. It's clearly sideways here. See, breakout pullback might be a good idea. We can trap a long here. Then I'll think about going short there. See, Thomas Wade's got this as a break with the potential for a new high. I'm not thinking that way. That fits nice to me. There's a little break with a new high, and we're very close to this top to this range. We weren't at the bottoms here, and it turned. So I think this is going to continue down personally. I'm waiting for a breakout pullback. If I can get that, that will trap any longs. If there is a long trade that's going to push up, if it triggers and comes down below there, for me, it's coming down. So I could be wrong. Thomas Wade's got this with a channel. But just that to me looks like a channel with a break. It's going to come down too low for me, that. So... if this is going to push up, I was hoping that will be a slightly bullish bar. Tempting, but I prefer that, a nice bullish bar. I've gotten trades like that before, and it's going to come up and got me, so I'm just going to sit tight at the minute. With something slightly wider coming down, I think it's likely, but I'd rather trap along, and I can't see many people taking that on the other two charts. Doesn't look any better. Excuse me. Lower high. Matching high, so new count, lower high. There's a good chance this is going to come down. I just don't know what I'm going to do at the moment. Very tempted. Yeah, I'm just sitting tight at the moment. It's tempting, but I just may work. But I've seen them fail quite a few times. Yeah, so if you'd have took that one, trigger just stopped you out. It is a bugger how the market works, isn't it? There is a second entry short there. I don't think that's a bad trade, personally. It's so bloody big, though.
Order submitted.
Second entry short, it's 15 ticks. Oh, yeah.
Order submitted.
Okay, we need to get below there. I like it. It's nice and tight under there. I think it's got a good chance of coming down that. Come on. Oh, dear me. I actually like that. Touch, touch, touch. However you see it. Big bearish bar off that key entry point. Second entry short. I'm surprised.
Order filled.
Christ almighty. Oh, dear me. Markets are bastard sometimes, it really is. I thought that was okay. Nice big bearish bar, second entry short, clearly working down. They say the market's not out to get you. I disagree. I think it is. Whenever you get into a setup, sometimes it just takes it out. Yeah, it kind of is a range, but it's also got a slight downwards bit to it. And what I kind of like, see what I mean? What I kind of like is we push down, go down slightly bearish, and then drop. But oh. It does frustrate me. I'd love to know how these markets work, really. They say algorithms. What? The algorithm just looks for easy targets and takes them out? I don't get it. Yeah, well, I trade it on this chart, but I don't know. Finding stuff tough lately. I am setups. Probably should have stayed out of it, maybe. But the trouble is, we go down, we go sideways, and we go down again. That's usually how channels work. Perhaps I should just stay out in future when it's like this, really. I thought it was okay, actually, to be fair. Second entry short. Recount. You could say, well... I can't trade for about another 9 minutes anyway. It's set at 500. Well, 2 trades or 500. So it won't cancel a trade out of 500. If I'm 3 down now and I have it cancelling at 500, I could get into a trade which may end up going to win, but it could close. So whatever comes first, 2 losses or $500. But after a trade is ended, if I'm over 500, it won't let me trade anymore. I've got that guardian angel set to that. I should have probably just stayed out of it. It's kind of looking like it's coming down, which is why I sort of why I entered it. I mean, by the count, it is a second entry short right off the key entry point off here, and it's working along that line. So it's just one of those things. Perhaps it's more stacked than it is down. And typically, it'll go down now. You watch. Trap some longs. So trap some shorts, trigger stopped out. Trap some longs, trigger stopped out. Yeah, I'm just going to have to stay out of these in future. 10 minutes. Yeah, I have. I can't trade for now. You can see I can't click a buy or sell there. It stops me. I've got, what's it called? Guardian Angel Trader to stops me getting into a trade within 10 minutes. It's the cooling off period, which is why all these have been highlighted. I think what I need to do in future is in these choppy stuff, just stay out of it. But same again, look, trap another bull bar there. Yeah. See, it didn't look that bad there. I kind of liked it. It was a second entry. It's a little bit sideways, but You know, that bearish bar, I thought there's going to be longs in there. If that comes down, it nearly sort of broke below. Oh, I don't know. It's one of those things, and you get sometimes we get these things on our heads. Reason you don't want to miss out on a big move. We're at the top of this range. Last one pushed down. This one is probably going a bit sideways before it goes down. But you know, the thought process is it's likely to go down. It's very easy to talk yourself into these setups, isn't it? But that's how you build up your skill and appreciation for things. It looks more bearish on here. Here it looks more sideways. So perhaps I should have just stayed out of it anyway. It's just one of those things, isn't it? But when it goes sideways, it tends to sort of trap traders, stop them out, trap traders, stop them out, and vice versa. That's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, now I'm trading 1 count a day for 29 days with 7 losing days. Yeah, Guardian Angel Trader, I think it's brilliant bit of software. So if I took another loss now, 2 losses in a row, it automatically wouldn't let me trade now till tomorrow. And I have a 10-minute, because sometimes if you see a trade, when you lose a trade, sometimes you think you've been trapped and you go in the opposite direction. I tend to not now, but I used to in the past. But I think it's sensible just to have 10-minute cool down after a loss. Losses don't really stress me out like it. I mean, I'm down on average of $300 on each account. That's $3,000, but it kind of just doesn't bother me really. I don't get stressed about it anymore. But I used to. I used to panic. The way I see it, all I can do is sit and wait for another trade, and you know, over time you'll grow the account. But yeah, I should have just looked at that straight away. Sometimes it's very easy to lose your discipline a little bit, and you kind of see trades happening in front of your eyes, and you kind of talk yourself into them. There was a second entry short, trapping longs, coming down off the tops. That's what I'm seeing there. But what I should have been seeing is clearly stacking up. And when it is stacking up, I think people who get into trades are likely going to get stopped out. So that's fine. I don't mind that. Sometimes you need these reminders and these reminders. So next time it's like that, I tend to leave it alone. But the thing is with trading, you've constantly got to be on your game. You have a moment of weakness and the market will eat you up. So, you know, you've really got to be on your game constantly. That's what makes it so tough. You know, we can all have moments of clarity where things are working well, market's easy to read, but you know, if you talk yourself into something and take something just a little bit risky, market chops you up. Where did you get the order line? I can't remember, mate. I just Googled it. Order line decorator. It's a great little add-on. Makes life so much easier. I don't think there's any type of a channel up there. Maybe. Oh, I'm not so sure. I'll probably say no, actually. A little fell breakout, maybe. Easy. Took that second entry short. Yeah, I don't think it's terrible, but it is still a little stack, so it's just one of those things. What do you do? See, that 160 was classed as a loss the last time because it carried on and got a small deficit. So now this is a loss. It might not let me trade account number 60. I'll find out in a minute. Now it decides to drop out the bottom. Okay, so let me see if I can...
Order
Yeah,
submitted.
it won't let me do 60. I didn't think so. So let's just take 60 off, which is that one there. Should be right now.
Order cancelled.
So,
Order
yeah,
submitted.
beautiful.
Order cancelled.
Hmm. A breakout pullback here. Let's see if we can trap this long. Hmm. Like previous lows where you're connecting to here. No. I looked at that, but it doesn't make much sense to me, that, to be fair. Having said that, we could have a leg and a leg. We didn't get low here, see, so... It's just getting confusing. Kind of a leg and a leg.
Order submitted.
This should work, surely. Big bearish bar like that right off the key entry point. One, two, three, triple test. Surely that's going to work. Surely. Leg down. Attempt to higher. Second attempt to go higher. Down. This has got to work, surely. Trapping some longs in there. This must work. Channel down. One, two, triple test. Surely. Leg down. One, two, three, triple test. Possibly second entry long here. This isn't looking good. Market's chopping me up big style today. so frustrating. I'm going to have to give it a couple of extra ticks.
Order filled.
Oh, absolutely butchered today. Friggin' hell. That's my worst day for a long time. Let me just check everything's closed. Yeah, I suppose the beauty is I can't trade now. Wow, that's massacred me. I thought that was... Oh, well. Touch. Oh, well, it just goes to show you, doesn't it? You've got to stay out of this stuff. Well, that's a bad day for me. What's going on here? Yeah, look at this. Why is this? It's closed, isn't it? I can't trade another trade, I don't think, can I? No, it won't let me. Log. Probably a good job. Oh, it's so frustrating. Why are my accounts all highlighted like that? I wonder. I don't know what's going on here. Congestion. Yeah, it's just one of those days. Sometimes it happens. Now our second entry short now. Look, typical. I should have started. I actually thought that was okay. I thought this was just going to drop, but freaking hell. Talk about chopped up. So that is me done for today, folks. Couldn't trade now if I wanted to. So Guardian Angel's taking me out. So what a horrible day today. Just trying to think what's going on inside. Everything's closed, isn't it? Yeah. I'll have to find out where my drawdown is. What am I down from highs? Probably about $800. So that's fine. There's still 1,800 left in my drawdown. It doesn't move back up, even if you take losses until you make that $2,600. But no, that's a horrible day today. Lots of chop. That one worked. That one worked. That one didn't. Probably because it went sideways. But there we go. It happens. That's the beauty about having Guardian Angel trade. There's nothing you can do. So I need to come back and just, start taking my time a bit here. And be a little bit more selective. So that's it for today, folks. As long as you're above 5,100. I'm not yet. These are my accounts here. The biggest account got up to $1,800 and it's $700 down from that. Yes, I'm $700 down on my. It doesn't start to increase until you make that 2,600. So I've still got $1,800 in my drawdown left. So I'd have to lose another 6 or 7 out of the 6 trades at this rate. What am I risking? About 250 a go at the moment. So 6 or 7 trades. So it happens. You've just got to get on with it. Move on. But I need to stay out when it's like this. I should know better, really. I should have just stayed out of that. Triggered me. But I thought that was going to come down. But there we go. It just goes to show you got so be on your game and stay out when it's doing this. Tomorrow's a new day, as you say. But yeah, it's all right. That's the beauty of having Guardian Angel Trader. You can't trade if you want to. So there you go, folks. That's me for the day. I'll be back same time tomorrow. So appreciate all the comments. Keeping in mind that my funded futures. I'm quite pleased about that. That's passed as well. So that's a positive. So if you do use it, I've got a link in the description. If you lose that, I do get a kickback from it, and it doesn't cost you anything more. So I think we've got about 2 or 3 more days left on the 80% off with Apex, and then we get I don't know what happens then. But there you go. That's it for today. I'll be back same time tomorrow. Have a great evening. Stay safe, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. Bye for now.